Good morning, students. We are going to learn about motion, specifically distance and displacement. I believe you have been through my last video, this scalar and vector quantity. Without that, we cannot move ahead. So, in this topic, first thing we are going to study is motion. An object's change in position relative to the reference point is called as motion. Remember, there should be a reference point whenever we talk about motion. Now, what is a reference point? So, when we talk about reference point, you don't always need to see something move to know that the object has moved. So basically, there is a reference point from which you can relate that the object has moved from one position to the other. So here in this case, a reference point is needed to determine the position of an object. Maybe it was at position A and now you were absent in the particular period, and now when you come back you see that the position of an object is being changed. So the motion occurs when an object changes its position relative to the reference point. Motion of the object depends on the reference point that is chosen. Usually a reference point can be an Earth's surface. A moving object can also be a reference point as well. Remember that there is no hard and fast rule for the reference point. It can be any point where your naked eye is pointed out. Now, talking about the main topic is distance. An important part of describing the motion. We need to describe the motion of an object is to describe how far it has moved. Now when we know how far it has moved is called as distance. Now refers to how much ground an object has covered during its motion. Now you already know that the motion has occurred, and how far the object has moved is called as distance. The next one is displacement. This refers to how far an object is from its starting position. In case of distance, we didn't talk about the starting position, whereas in displacement, we have to take care of the starting position. Now here you can see, as I said, displacement is how far you are from the starting position, or an object is from the starting position, as if you moved in a straight line. Here you can see in the diagram, you moved in a straight line. The displacement and distance traveled do not have to be the same. Although the object or the human is same, having the same traveling distance and speed, but when we talk about distance and displacement, it should not be same, or it might not be same. Now here you can see, suppose a runner jogs to the 50-meter mark and then turns around and runs back to the 20-meter mark. The runner travels 50 meter in the original direction north plus 30 meter in the opposite direction south. So the total distance she runs is 80 meter. But with the displacement, it would be different because it is a vector quantity, as we have already seen in the last video. Now, for your understanding, if a physics teacher walks 4 meter east, you can see there's a reference point. Walks 4 meter to the east, that is to the right hand side. When you see the video, it is to the right hand side, and 2 meters south, 4 meters west, and finally 2 meters north. Now if you try and calculate the distance teacher has traveled, it will be 12 meter, because 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 becomes 12 meters. We are not taking any negative signs. But when you calculate the displacement, it becomes plus 4, minus 2, minus 4 and plus 2, as if it is an axis, x and y axis. So it becomes 0 meter. Now remember that the SI unit for length or distance is meters. The longer the distance are measured, it has to be in kilometers. Shorter distance are measured in centimeters. So it is a bit sensible part. When you try and calculate a notebook's thickness, you will calculate it in centimeters. But when you try and calculate the road, it will be in kilometers. You cannot calculate in centimeters. Now you need to write your answers in the notebook. What is the difference between a distance and a displacement? And distance describes how far an object moves, and displacement describes how far an object moves respect to its starting position. And we are done with this distance and displacement. Thank you.